All right. Who has a 100-word summary of all the trouble you guys got into last session?
Uh, there's
We
a
punched a
whirlpool.
hole into the universe.
I think
We didn't
fucked up.
punch the hole.
We punched a hole in the ship, which is actually true.
I think we fucked up.
There's no way this was not going to not happen.
If anything, we just moved up the timetable.
And
Still trying to get over you pronouncing Gallup as Galoof.
That's another thing I didn't comment on during the run. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let that go. So why is there an implied whirlpool in the harbor?
because you reloaded the map, and the one you drew in there wasn't there anymore, so I wrote implied whirlpool, and somebody drew it in.
The reason why we did that is we think we either found the solution to get the ship out of here, or we just didn't punch the ship hard enough and it ran away.
Yeah. Freaking nobody told us that the ship was made out of cactar. Cactuar. But no, it's we decided we're going to follow it for some reason. Oh wait, right. Yeah, people are throwing themselves in the whirlpool. And it's like
Well, throwing themselves into the harbor and then getting dragged into the whirlpool.
right, it's like a giant psychic fly trap.
Which was what the ship... Like, it's not any worse. The ship was doing that before.
I mean, it is significantly worse because now it's a giant hole into the infinite abyss.
Right, but, like, throwing yourself into a death ship and throwing yourself into a hole into infinite bliss are probably about the same. Like, we're about to do both.
Mm-hmm. And how are we doing that again, Destil?
So we're going to build a glider on the top of this part of the Palace District, and then we're going to glide down over the hole and deploy a parachute and sail down.
And I see absolutely nothing going wrong with this plan. None in the least.
So how are you all secured inside of this vehicle? Question mark?
Seatbelt.
Yeah, there's straps.
Just racing.
This time I've had time to actually build, like, quick releases and whatnot, as opposed to the much less, you know, the more ad hoc ones that we had when we were coming back from the Contra Area shell.
I love the implication here that, like we just got back and he's like, well, you know, I've done this before. Let me just sketch out like a better version of this death trap. We sailed.
It's basically a keelboat from the where I got the schematics and the costing. The other thing, Brick, is that with 5 days, Grey Ghoul can make 1 scroll of negate psionics.
Okay.
It takes 5 days to scroll a 3rd level spell. That was an open question at the end of last session.
And then he has no trouble doing that for you.
Okay.
How big is this device that you're constructing?
Big as a keelboat.
Yeah, it's basically just the shape of a keelboat. Let me look.
A keelboat is 60 feet by 20 feet long.
Yeah, that seems good. I mean, there's space for us. There's space for Steely. There's space for rations.
Healy! Right! We lost Scrappy!
Yep.
Now I'm sad.
Maybe we'll find him and I can kill Steely and put his soul back in Scrappy.
Oh! You monster!
He has a soul? How did you manage that?
It's a living creature. Not immune to like any of the effects that require souls. He's just a construct. Like, he's physically different, but...
Is a keelboat too large? I tried to get him to do a carriage, and he said no.
Yeah, no, I need some... We need... I don't know how long we're going to be falling in this thing. If it's some number of days, I want some space to stretch my legs. So yeah, it's basically the size of a keelboat. It's like 50 feet long, 15 feet wide. A lot of that is taken up by the parachutes and the balancing things to make sure it can fall, that we can drop it like horizontally, it doesn't tip over when it's in the air and free falling. But it's mostly just a large, flat, open space with a railing and some chairs with straps on them. There is a little fire pit in the center, like a steel plate that we could burn. There's some firewood and some other. We'll bring like I don't know a week's worth of rations.
So is it an enclosed space, or is it?
I was just gonna leave it open.
Like okay.
I think we need enclosed space. I keep telling you this. We need,
Yeah.
Like we need some kind of. Does it float?
I mean, I wasn't really thinking about that, but
It falls.
Alex does some quick
gracefully.
math. Yeah, I mean, I think as long as you don't take on, as long as you land relatively flat, probably wouldn't float on anything like a rough sea, but on like a river or a lake or something.
Take a few minutes while I stall for time here. Take a few minutes and provision this keelboat with whatever you need to provision it with.
Okay, so 50 rations, 10 days for 5 of us? Wait, Scrappy doesn't eat, Steely doesn't eat. But I think there was 5 of us. Alright, so 40
Are
rations.
you taking Numac?
Oh, Numac's coming along, right?
I mean, if he wants
If
to.
Numac hasn't already considered his duty discharged, then yes.
So we got 40 rations, like bedrolls, obviously. Camping gear in case we get down there and we have to go overland.
Basically, everything that was in our kits that we kind of abandoned because we just stay in the city all the time and we don't.
I
Go
mean, a lot
dungeoneering.
of my stuff's split between my saddlebags on my Defender and my bag of holding, actually.
I do have Goodberry in a pinch.
There's very little actually in my lab in terms of like the stuff we stuff on my character sheet.
I'm just taking this
that's-
opportunity to give you guys an actual keelboat battle map.
Fair enough.
That's all all I'm gonna do is like have like a fire pit in the center, rations, water. Can have several barrels of water. I guess we could make one of them a barrel of ale for Gus.
You just
I mean, I've got the jug. I've got the alchemist jug too. So I guess we'll bring several open barrels just if we need to collect rainwater or anything. I don't know. I mean,
Does it
anyone
rain
else have
in
any
the
ideas?
Underdark?
Collect
Where is it
rainwater.
going to rain? Where is it going to rain? I'm curious. I'm intensely curious.
Look, I don't know where we're gonna end up. Okay,
Does it rain in the Underdark?
not really. Which isn't saying no. It's just saying not really.
Does precipitation fall from the sky?
Sometimes. There's some caverns that are large enough that there's a relatively fixed cycle of condensation on the ceiling. There's usually not anything large enough to have actual weather patterns, but there's definitely some damp places. Usually those places, you know, it'll be partly underwater. Yeah, I mean, aside from extra food and water, I don't think I'm bringing anything that's not on my character sheet. That said, my character sheet is ridiculous.
So you're, I guess we'll just call this keelboat.jpg.
Yeah, and the stuff on the keelboat itself, the fire pit.
And
I
you're
guess
going
I'll bring
to
the...
arrest your fall with a giant parachute connected to it. Yes.
Yeah.
There was brief discussion of a balloon, but Destil wanted to build it out of like vacuum sealed crystal, and I don't think that's gonna work.
All right. This will be interesting.
Oh no.
Should we include the ballista?
No.
I mean, Numac doesn't have any ranged weapons. Oh wait, also, are you wearing armor right now, Lucius?
Oh, here's the problem: is I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
really like any armor I have isn't really that great at all. Like anything that I could wear and still be able to cast magic because I'm not proficient in any armor.
You're not even
proficient in leather armor as a warlock?
Leather armor, yeah, but that's it.
Right.
Is like
just give you some
one AC north of like
studded
garbage.
like the last time. So you should have studded leather armor because the last time you lost your armor, Destil made you more. He said, "Here's some studded leather armor." He says, "Go ahead and take it." It took me about half an hour of in-game time, or however long it takes.
So what armor is Lucius wearing when you deploy on this? What is the vessel's name?
The
Hey, this is your
mistake.
this is your creation. Your creation.
Oh, no,
Alexander,
Alex
so-
feels like this is a group effort. Actually, Alex will let the artisans that have been, the shipwrights that have been doing most of the building name it unless someone else in the party has an objection.
No.
I mean, the NPCs aren't going to name it. This is
Yeah,
their
okay.
responsibility.
Yeah.
You built this ridiculous balloon ship. You tell me.
Ridiculous. I think Brickro just named it for us. The ridiculous balloon ship. It's not a balloon ship.
What are the birds that can glide like forever after they get up to high up? Like that basically just go really high and then fall very slowly for like a week. Are those gulls? I don't know anything about birds.
They're not. Are there birds in the Underdark?
The Cockatoo.
Okay.
There we go.
So the vessel is called the Cockatoo.
Sure, why not?
That makes sense.
This is why you do not let me name anything.
Well, I was gonna suggest naming it the mistake, because that's what we're making.
Why are you convinced you're making a mistake?
We're flying into a giant sucking hole that's probably going to lead us into the Underdark and probably our death.
So I think the smart thing, which let's be clear, Gus is not going to do the smart thing because it's not the right thing. But the smart thing would be to just leave. Just leave.
Just like leave town?
Just leave
Just
town.
Just leave.
Just and float on out.
It's like,
Do
well,
what we always do: leave town until things blow over. Yeah, I don't think
It's
that's
just
gonna
like-
work here. I'm
it's-
sorry.
it's like, well, property values are plummeting, and I think it's just time to pull up and seek our fortunes elsewhere.
Is Numac actually proficient with any ranged weapons?
I think he's using a monster stat block, so probably not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what do you want to arm him with?
Just a short bow.
Yeah, you can use a short bow, that's fine.
Just so he doesn't have to get up in everything's face all the time. Or more to the point, when he can't get up in something's face, he doesn't have to just dodge. Gus, you can fire a bow, right?
Yes.
I mean, I know you prefer to throw your sword and bamf your hammer and bamf it back, but I'm gonna say go ahead and get a crossbow or whatever, longbow, just so we have something if we have to fight something that's circling around the Cockatoo while we're falling. It would probably be good if we all had ranged weapons.
Okay, I'll take I'll add a longbow and some arrows.
Oh yeah, I should get some more arrows, huh?
Is there actually going to be an enclosed space aboard this vessel like there is on this map? Or is
Yes.
it all open?
No, I listen. I will riot if you are trying to make us go. I will put my foot down. There is going to be an enclosed space.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Does it confirm
It'll be in the
this
center
map?
though, from a question of balance.
That is perfectly fine with me. We can just put ballast on the front end.
Yeah.
Go ahead and draw me out the part that's enclosed and show me where the doors are.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, we'll
as
just
it
use
is.
that and use. Yeah, we'll just. Okay, I'll just.
Well, okay, but this isn't the center of the vessel, though. This is...
Well, we'll just weight it the center down with most of the equipment.
Yeah, we'll just do ballast on the other end. It's fine.
Okay. So we actually do have a, what is this, 10 by 20 foot, enclosed space up here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Alex will get set up a bunch of cots in there, or not cots, hammocks.
And
I don't know why you're doing all this. This boat is going to immediately be destroyed.
Connor, are you painting the Cockatoo before it is deployed?
No. I had to check my proficiencies, and one of them is not artisan's tools.
It doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
Any old jackhole can get like a paintbrush.
Is there any last minute business you were looking to take care of in town before deploying Cockatoo?
There is one NPC that Gus wants to visit before we go.
Who?
The alchemist. And I would like somebody to come with me so we can explain what's going on and see if she can't give us anything. At
Which
least on
alchemist?
credit,
No,
the
you mean
secret
the-
dryad.
Oh, okay.
Or the dryad that we don't know is a dryad.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she spends all the resources she has giving us healing potions, but okay.
Yeah, you're not owed another healing potion yet.
Right. We don't have any money, do we? Crap. Okay.
No. We are completely broke.
This might be the first time that's ever happened in D&D, getting to like a level 11 adventure, and all the PCs are completely broke.
are-
4,000 GP Ruby.
Oh, that's wait. Did we return any of the other rubies?
No.
No.
Yeah.
So we have those.
I mean, we're billing the crown after this, right?
All right, roll 2d4.
I'll roll one, someone else roll the other. Four.
Or
She has 8 healing potions available for sale at 50 gold apiece.
all right. How I give me so that's 8 times 50. Well, you got
We have
you have
exactly 50 gold according to this character sheet, according to the paste books.
do you have give me one of those
Destil,
rubies.
don't buy these potions and then accidentally sell them back to her.
Nobody will get that.
I don't care.
I guess we have 54 gold if you count up all the silver and copper.
Give me one of those like do you have a ruby that's worth roughly 400 gold?
I don't know. I'll let Connor
Potions.
handle all that.
I thought we flipped all that already.
Did we? The money never made it into our balance sheet.
Yeah, we didn't sell them. As far as I know, we just because I said we were going to give them back.
Yeah,
when
I
we're
was
done
assuming that
using
we were
them.
going to go
Yeah.
back.
I see. All right.
Does anybody know what rubies you still have?
He had that, the information on his character sheet.
Does he still?
Yeah, I do. One moment, please,
Sure.
as I find a VOD.
We'll just give her like 1,000 gold ruby and be like, here you go. Have fun. And just jump on our cockatoo and fly away.
Look, after hearing it was named the Cockatoo, Alex is totally telling the shipwrights to paint it like a cockatoo.
Then it is
So it's
done.
like bright green.
Yeah, it's like a bright green. They use bright green canvas for the sail.
So if I remember correctly, this is made out of gnomish aluminum. What the hell is gnomish aluminum?
It's mithril. We made it on a mithril. Or the structural, like all the pieces, like where there would be large, heavy beams on a ship, as opposed to like just the outside. That's all mithril. So it's
Maybe
there's a frame of mithril, and the rest of it is wood.
All right, time's up.
and
How many
rope.
rubies do we have?
1,050 GP worth.
Okay.
Yeah, you're surprised I got that number, huh?
Just-
Me fucking too.
so figure you can get about roll some percentile, McDohl.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah. Actually, just roll 1d10.
Six.
So figure you can get about 60% flipping these rubies on a short timeline.
All right.
So 60% of 1,050 is what?
600,
600 gold.
604. No, 608.
And you're going to give all of that over to your dryad friend who you don't know is a dryad to buy healing potions?
Correct.
Okay, so she has 8 available and they cost 50 each. How many are you buying?
We'll buy them all.
Okay.
It's 400, so we got 230 left over.
Go ahead and put those healing potions on whoever's character sheet is going to hold them.
Should we just distribute it equally for everybody?
Two for everybody.
Hey, everyone except for me has 3 right now, according to Haste Books.
Who in Dunfoss knows about the flight of the Cockatoo before it happens?
I mean, it would be... we hired 30 gnomish artificers. It's being built in the... on top of the...
No, we didn't hire our gnomish artificers. We mostly hired shipwrights.
Mm-hmm.
Probably hired like 1 metal worker and 1 artificer on top of that. So Journey, any workers, anyone who the workers can't keep their mouths shut. So basically everyone.
Yeah, I was going to say the entire city, who's not busy,
who's not currently charmed by the hole.
Well, the reason I ask is because if it's just open knowledge, if you're just telling everybody what the plan is, there's a possibility that people will try to stop you from carrying it out.
No, we're not telling everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we're not.
Like, it's
making
not
a
like
whole
we're
lot of
running
noise
around.
about
We're like, we're going to sell a boat into the... No, we're not doing that.
Okay, so who knows before you depart?
I mean...
Journey, the head of the Shipwrights Guild. Actually, they wouldn't need to know what we're using it for. They're just building to my specifications. So they know we're building... Okay, Journey knows the whole plan.
Okay.
Grey Gold knows the whole plan.
Okay.
The head of the Shipwrights Guild and the head of the Artificers Guild know what we're building, but they don't know what we're intending to use it for. And that should be it, right?
So
Is the king now?
That's up to Journey. She's our boss.
Okay.
well,
Middle management needs to actually earn their ass salaries sometimes.
So you guys aren't going out of your way to tell the king.
We literally have a supervisor for that reason.
So we don't need to talk to the king about anything.
Of my pay grade.
Everybody
He's
gets the
busy.
benefits of a long rest at the end of the last session. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
that is correct.
Okay.
So, of the 4 of us, does anyone know about the Underdark?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Alexander does.
Is there Fey bullshit in the Underdark I need to be aware of?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You ever heard of Dark Elves?
Yeah.
Ever heard of Spriggans or Redcaps? They're all over the place down there.
Spriggans.
So the deal with the whirlpool in the harbor, it stopped growing, but it is still immense. You could probably fit 3 cockatoos end to end over the front of this, because it's caused several of the docks to collapse, and many of the smaller vessels, even the ones that are tied down. And daily there are reports of people throwing themselves into the harbor and swimming for what is just essentially a hole descending down into darkness. So you have this vessel built on the palace, on a high roof in the palace district, overlooking the harbor. And like it's set on like a launch ramp or something. You have some guys with big poles that are gonna...
It could be a ramp.
Okay.
Like, maybe it's like curved, so it's like a downward slope and then like a slight, so it kind of like ramps off. Doesn't just immediately like go face first down into the pavement.
Did you hire Tony Hawk to design this thing?
Yes.
No, we hired Tony Cockatoo.
That's terrible.
Destil, your band.
Antonio Cockatoo.
So, getting high above it and looking down, it looks less like a whirlpool and more like just a vast circular waterfall. Like the water is just pouring over the edge of this opening now. And it has to drain the entirety of the oceans around it. In fact, even nights while the Cockatoo was under construction, your nights on the barge, I mean, you could feel the pull of it, even on the other side of the cliffs, on the other side of the city. And your plan is to take this Cockatoo and just lower it down the center of this hole.
Yep.
Which we know is perfectly safe because we've all played Final Fantasy IV.
Cockatoo. I'm sorry. I need a moment.
You're gonna be okay, Treble? Do you need the
Deep
name
breath.
Need the name of
Okay,
a good therapist?
I'm good now. I'm on board. Cockatoo, let's go.
They're not. You're over here. Get on the Cockatoo.
Yeah, right now only Alex and not Scrappy are aboard the Cockatoo. Is Numac aboard the Cockatoo?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Let me go ahead and give you a Numac. Is there a light source aboard the Cockatoo?
I'm gonna say we added a pair of hooded lanterns, but they don't have to be lit unless we need them.
Well, keeping any kind of open flame aboard the deck of the Cockatoo is going to be close to impossible because of all of the spray from the water on all sides.
Well, that's why we'd use hooded lanterns.
Okay.
Like this took 5 days to build. You could literally just cast continual flame.
Oh, I do have a continual flame coin too.
Can you only continual flame one thing at the time?
No, it's not concentration or anything. It's 50 gold, I think.
Oh, okay. I mean, we're not paying for it.
So do you have a continual flame object mounted somewhere aboard the vessel?
Sure, I'll
So
mount my
where is
coin on the center of it, above the fire pit.
So you actually have a mast or some kind of device in the center because you have something that this giant parachute is connected to. Am I right?
We don't have any. The bit in the center is mostly a control. The parachute connects on the corners.
Okay.
I mean, like,
There's a bunch of places where there are like pulleys and whatnot that can be pulled back and forth and latched into place to control the descent to some degree.
I will say that like we do need, like, Gus would have put his foot down and said we need like a working sail,
Uh-huh.
because if we land in the water in the middle of nowhere, how the hell are we going to move? I'm not rowing.
Is it possible to have had the design then be such that if we land in the water, we can retrieve the parachute and reassemble it as a sail?
Yeah, providing you actually want to double up on the parachute like that. I mean, if you get down there and your parachute is shredded to all hell, it's not going to be a useful sail.
I mean, I can mending the parachute. So yeah, we'll have a mast, but it'll be stowed underneath the deck right now. We can pull it out if we need it to turn the thing into a boat. Good idea.
So you're going to land in the water and then have to pry up the floorboards of your Cockatoo and then construct the mast out of pieces that you have.
We have a full mast. It's just I'm going to assume that Alex has put the time into it to make this pretty easy. It'll probably take like an hour.
Like this.
Like he's got the mounting equipment ready to go. The floorboards that need to be pried up are all like have a little
hinges.
place where they can be released.
Okay.
If he had like a month to build the Cockatoo,
It would be automatic.
It would be like you just turn a handle.
It would be the Enterprise from Final Fantasy III.
So the parachute then is made out of like canvas or sail.
Yeah.
Okay. Sailcloth. The descent is slow and harrowing, and
Gus is on the side throwing up the entire time.
you do have a few moments to just kind of relish the sight of the city and the crowds beneath you watching the spectacle. And there is a strong reaction from the people as the Cockatoo begins descending down into the hole, because some number of the crowd standing near and at the harbor seem to understand what it means that the king or somebody The king has somebody who's going down to get to the bottom of this, literally get to the bottom of this, and perhaps close up the hole and stop the peril so that trade can resume and people. So there's a lot of cheering going on from the docks, but also a lot of unhappy people. There are crashes against the side of the vessels. People are throwing bottles and rotten vegetables and other sort of refuse from it. And as you descend, several people angrily launch themselves into the harbor, swimming after you. So by the time you get down below the water line and are just going down into what is essentially this huge vertical shaft with roaring waterfalls on all sides. And you can see fairly well all around you. Continual light gives off, what, a 60-foot radius?
That's a good question.
I think it's the same as a normal lantern.
It just says... Looks like... Doesn't give a radius on this. What?
If it's a normal lantern, I think it's 20 of...
Equivalent in brightness to a torch.
Oh, if it's a torch, it's even less than that, then.
The effect looks like regular flame, but it creates no heat and doesn't use oxygen.
So your continual light doesn't even illuminate the entirety of the vessel, then?
That's why I wanted to have 2 lanterns. But we all have dark vision, so we can see shadowy stuff.
So, and you do, here and there, you see a person fall past the vessel. And once or twice, you hear the kind of squidgy sound of something heavy hitting the top of the canvas and then sliding off of it. And everything is wet as the spray from the water falls on all sides of you. So your ship is about 60 feet across, and the entirety of the hull, maybe about 200 feet or so across. So standing aboard the vessel, assuming you're trying to keep in the center, is not impossible, because it's actually fairly easy to keep yourself there, given that you would need about 100 feet of dark vision to see
I've got
the
120,
water
so
from any side. So you can physically see when you're getting too close to one side and you need to make an adjustment towards the other. But the spray is unreal. It's like descending through the clouds amidst a rainstorm once you get low enough. And you can't even see above you the circle of lights, of sunlight that you're leaving behind, because your giant Cockatoo parachute is in the way. And looking over the deck of the ship, you can't see how far you have to descend. It could easily be an hour, as it could be several days.
Hey, Lucius, you want to play cards?
He can't hear you because you have roaring waterfalls on all sides of you.
Yeah.
So it is a fairly miserable journey by all accounts.
if we put up the silence curtain on the enclosed area, does that make it quieter in there?
Yeah.
Or is there too much ambient noise?
No, that would work. That'd be fine.
Yeah, no, Alex will hand somebody the beads. Go inside if you want to talk.
I mean, I'll hang the beads up.
Now, I'm going to assume... Well, I'm going to make two assumptions, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Assumption number one is there needs to be someone at the controls at all times.
Yeah.
If you drift too far one direction or another, that could lead to catastrophic failure, crashing into the
Within the
side.
first 20 minutes of descending, Alex gives everyone a training on how to operate the basic combination of ballast and trimming and lowering the sail in order to keep you in the center.
So that's my other assumption, is that all of you know how to essentially steer this vehicle.
Okay.
Yes, we all
That's
know how
fair.
to. We all
Yep.
know how to steer the cockatoo.
Now, are you doing this as you're descending, going through this crash course, or is this something you had done during the construction process?
I can imagine
Alex
it
is
was-
probably waited until we're descending because he needed to figure. He assumes that he's going to need to spend an hour just to get the basics of it, like to work out all the kinks. Otherwise, he might give them bad instructions.
All right, Alex, give me an intelligence check.
You got it. Should that be a 5? 7. Let's go ahead and use Flash of Genius to make that a 12.
12. All right, let's get an intelligence check from everybody else.
For what it's worth, at about 1 minute into Connor's lesson, Connor would be like, "This is ridiculous," and cast Detect Thoughts on Alex and communicate telepathically.
That does not give you any sort of bonus on this roll. You can roll this for Numac
Not
as
that it
well if you
would.
trust him to steer the vessel.
This is just Connor being Connor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I trust Numac to steer the vessel.
Lucius got a 20. Numac didn't.
I got a 4.
So Numac got what?
Numac got a 5. Got a 5.
Gus got a 4. How'd Connor do?
Connor got a 8.
If you add all of our rolls together, we might be able to competently fly the ship. Well, this is how the campaign ends. It was nice, like, playing with you guys. Look forward to the next one. It's like a...
So Lucius, you grasp the inner workings of this vessel and maneuverability of it and all fairly intuitively. However, your understanding of how to do it under pressure cannot exceed Alex's ability to teach you to do it. So your 20 turns into a 12. And I will
What's
just
that now?
put those numbers aside for when I'm going to need them later.
So Alex is going to insist on 4-hour shifts of operation. He'll take the first 2 actually, but after that, I think we should rotate off. And for the first day, I think we should have 2 people operating it at all times.
Okay.
It's kind of a big circle, but I'm okay with it. It's the wrong color, though. Let's give it a better color.
Circle that goes off the table, huh?
Oh, that's definitely the wrong circle.
Yeah, if you fly off the table, you fall. See?
Something like that. So out aboard the deck, the sound of the waterfalls all around you is more or less deafening. And it's not just the water itself falling, but it's also, there's a terrible echo as you're just in this giant tube descending into the earth. But you also have your little cabin area where you have your magic beads set up. And going inside there, it's deathly silent. The person that is piloting the ship at any point needs to be at this mast. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And do we actually have a ballista or some kind of weapon mounted on the front?
Gustin seemed to think we'd need one.
What?
I thought it was a good idea.
Gus didn't would immediately...
Was it Lucius who didn't think we needed one? Somebody was really dismissive when I said we should keep the ballista.
Who wants to roll me a d10?
I'll roll a d10.
Sure you will.
I feel like nothing else Numac can operate it if we get into a fight.
5.
Y'all have a ranger.
Go
just
ahead
saying.
and put Connor at the controls, and everybody else arrange yourself where you would be on the ship while Connor is at the controls.
How far into the descent is this? How long?
This would be the third shift.
So we would have 2 people operating it. Like Alex specifically said, we need to have a backup at all times until we've gotten down at least a day.
Okay.
And I trust everyone to do it.
Connor and Gus then.
Okay, Connor and Gus.
And let's roll some initiative.
Okay, Brick Road.
You know what you can do now, Brick Road?
What
You can hold the mouse. You can hold the mouse button down and just move your cursor, and it'll spawn one every time.
Really?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, I like it.
I've been sitting on that one for just the right moment.
It's not even my birthday, dude.
You made Brick Road so happy, McDohl.
Wait. I wish I'd known this when I was spawning in 57 fucking skeletons in one encounter.
Read the patch notes.
Nobody reads the patch notes.
I am going to read you guys a note, actually.
Oh, no.
The deaf condition has 2 properties to it. The first is you can't hear. And the second is you fail all checks involving hearing. Just so we're clear on what it means to be deafened.
Okay.
So we have the equivalent of 2 torches on the vessel. Where are these located? We can either spawn in little counters or just draw them out or whatever.
Yeah, I'll do a slightly better job on illustrating what's happening with this.
Do as terrible a job as you like. So we're drawing in little continual flames. Is that what we're doing here?
Or it looks that way.
Yep.
I can't lock things. Darned.
Oh, these things have a lot of hit points.
My Tome of Beast sensor is going off.
Didn't you say you just bought this book?
Yes, I bought the pocket version.
How does this fit in your pocket? It's like 400 pages.
It's the
This book is like 1/8 the size of the Pathfinder PHP. All right, Connor and Gus. What are your passive
Yes.
perceptions?
Passive perception is 14.
13.
Also, Steely has a passive perception of 14.
Okay.
Oh no, we're gonna be out here fighting and they're never going to know because we put that curtain up.
Okay, for what it's worth, Connor, still telepathic.
Oh, right.
Might take a turn. We'll make it happen.
I need a wisdom saving throw from Connor and Gus.
Please be plants. Please be plants.
11.
That is a 21.
I'm sorry, not a wisdom saving throw, an intelligence saving throw.
That is a 17.
All right.
That is a 9.
Gus,
Yeah.
as you're descending, anytime the mind is exposed to the same overbearing stimulus for long enough, it starts to do strange things. This is part of why Alex has put up the curtain to create a silent space in the cabin, because just listening to the droning of the falling water all around you, which is about this big circle, give or take. I didn't need to spawn in this many things. I'm going to go ahead and delete those.
Sure.
Listening to the droning of it, it's like just having a TV set to static. And anytime you're taking a turn at the wheel, I think at this point, Numac is the only one who hasn't had a turn at the wheel yet. He's the only one who hasn't had a turn come up. It's very strange because like the static just recedes into the background. Just this kind of dull droning. You don't even realize it's there until maybe you try to speak or you try to hear something that your companion is saying next to you and you can't hear them at all. But more than that, it does seem to have... it's starting to get to you. You start hearing things in the droning of the waterfall and the screaming waters coming down. Like you hear the sound of it start to take shape, just like you might see faces in a static TV that you've been staring at for hours and hours and hours. And Gus, partway into your shift, the waterfall starts to sound to you like a very pleasant song, as though it's calling to you, as though it's begging you, imploring you to come forth. So you're up first on initiative, and Gus, you are compelled to leave your posts and go to the edge of the ship and throw yourself off.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Connor and say, and just wave goodbye and just jump off.
Connor, are you going to try to prevent this at all? You have a reaction you can use here.
Yeah.
So,
this is not going to work. But the only thing I would imagine Connor would try to do is try to tackle Gus.
tackle Gus, so grapple him.
Yeah. Connor's going to try to grapple Gus.
All right. That is an opposed strength athletics.
All right, that is 15.
Connor.
I am spending 4 blips to make that a 20.
All right, the blips are already coming out.
I'm never going to level, damn it.
I think I feel.
So Connor, you do what? So grab hold of Gus's arm?
Actually, let me try and actually roll this 20. Why not? Yeah, okay. No, 4 blips.
Okay.
I mean, you only needed to beat a 15.
Yeah, my strength is -1.
Oh,
So what is it? What exactly are you doing? Just reach out and grabbing hold of Gus so he can't move anywhere?
Yeah.
Okay. That's going to bring us to Lucius is surprised. Alex is surprised. Did you roll for Numac?
Yeah, I did. Didn't I get a copy doohickey for that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Numac was already surprised.
He was already surprised because he's also in the room.
Yeah.
Scrappy's not surprised, but he also doesn't have any way to receive actions from you.
Yeah, he dodges.
Really? You murdered Scrappy?
I didn't murder Scrappy.
No, Brick Road murdered
Oh,
Scrappy.
yeah, absolutely.
Wait, I did? I didn't murder Scrappy.
I'm sorry.
Can't put that on my feet.
I sure can.
You guys feel a lurch in the vessel. And that's going to bring us back to Numac.
Okay. Numac, get up, peer outside. And what kind of scene is he seeing when
Well, he sees that once he opens the door, you guys all see that neither of your companions are at the controls of the vessel anymore. You see Connor has his hands wrapped around Gus's torso, and Gus is trying to fight himself free for some reason.
shout the other two, and then go try to keep Gus from pulling himself off the ship, so Connor can take actions.
All right. Let me do some counting in my head here.
Free up Connor.
Okay, I can basically place these things anywhere I want then. That's cool. Shapes suddenly dart out from the sides just out from the darkness. You see 4 of them breaking the plane of the water. And I'm going to need Numac to make that saving throw.
Intelligence, you
saving throw.
say? He's actually got a bonus to this.
So do I.
That's a 7.
All right. Numac is also compelled to take himself to the side of the vessel and throw himself off.
I can't. No, I can't hold two of you. Nope.
Yeah, these creatures, they're not flying towards the vessel so much as they're swimming through the air. They have an aquatic look to them. Bizarre black fins and scales. And it's hard to get their actual shape and form since they're flying in at you from the darkness and we don't have very powerful light sources. But there are definitely 4 of them at these positions. Gus, you can repeat that saving throw at the start of your turn.
Sure. Let me see. Hold on. That's a 5, but
Dumb.
4 blips. So I have 1 blip left.
All the blips are coming out.
I would rather not plummet to my death. That's like a terrible way to. That's the literal most anticlimactic way to die.
You know Red died at the end of the last campaign.
Well, that's different. You were yeeted off the side of the boat in the last battle, so.
The last proper ranger I played fell to his death from the side of a boat.
Gus.
Yep.
You managed to shake off the alluring sounds of the water. And as you do, you realize it wasn't the water making the sounds, but these creatures that have emerged from it and are now circling around your boat. And you may take actions as normal.
Uh-huh. I'm going to pull the longbow out and I'm going to actually no. I am going to pull the longbow out, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to cast a level 2 magic missile at this guy.
All right, at the creature.
Yes. I think is that 5 or 4? You can do 3 plus 1, so that's 4. Okay, so I just need. And he takes 15 points of force damage.
Okay, are you moving or staying put?
I am going to. Well, I am grappled.
That's true. You're not moving anywhere.
But I am going to like tap Connor like on the arm, and then like do like a eye gesture and point at the creatures out there.
Well, Connor, you have dark vision, correct?
Yeah, he would have cast Dark Vision on himself the moment they plummeted.
Well, that was hours and hours ago now.
It lasts 8 hours?
It lasts 8 hours, yeah.
Basically, just for his shift, I guess.
We have, even if it lasts 8 hours, it's been longer than 8 hours because Alex said he took 2 shifts.
Like he said, well, can you just say he casted at the start of his shift?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And it's not a concentration spell, is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Then with dark vision, yeah, you can see the 4 creatures are kind of circling around the ship, having burst forth from the wall of water further out. And Gus just fired magic missiles at one of them and no longer is struggling towards the deck of the ship. And that's going to bring us to Connor. It's your turn.
Connor gives a weary look at Gus, but he's going to do his best to grab hold and navigate the Cockatoo.
So you're going back up onto the controls?
Yeah.
So Connor is at the controls right now. Good to know. So you're staying put there and not taking an action.
Oh, I can still take an action? Cool. I assumed man in controls would be an action. I want to shoot
that.
that.
You have to do something.
No, I want to shoot that guy. I want to shoot him. Shoot him in a dumb, fishy face.
Okay. Shoot him with your bow.
Yeah.
Not just shoot him a sultry glance.
No, definitely not. That is a...
Are you Slayer's praying?
That is a 18 to hit.
18 does hit.
18 does hit. All right, cool. 4... 7 damage. And Slayer's Prey. And that is a bigger number. It's 26 to hit.
26 does hit.
For 15 damage. 15 piercing.
And you're staying put at the controls, yes?
That is correct.
All right, Lucius, you can't hear anything, but I mean, you saw the door when Numac went out, and you saw what happened. He stepped outside and like started helping with whatever's happening with Gus, and then he immediately looked towards the edge of the ship.
Okay.
So why don't you go ahead and give me an intelligence saving throw?
Sure thing. Does a 15 do it?
And you hear exactly what I described with Gus earlier as one of the creatures. The sounds it makes is driving you towards the edge of the ship, and you manage to shake it off.
That one is going to get Eldritch Blasted.
Okay.
That is a 21 to hit.
21 does hit.
15 points of force damage. Push 10 feet.
Sorry, 15 force damage.
Yeah, 15 force damage. Push 10 feet.
Shoving him back, okay?
Second shot. Same target. That's only 14 to hit.
14 will not hit.
Bummer.
So you send some Eldritch blasts out into the darkness, trying to shove this creature back towards the wall of water. And moving or staying put?
I'm going to duck back inside.
Did you hit level 11 last time?
You're right, I did. I have a third Eldritch Blast. It's a 28 to hit.
28 will hit.
6 points of force damage and push 10 feet.
And then you're ducking back inside the cabin?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's going to bring us to Alex.
So, seeing what happened to his companions, Alex will stand here and point his gun, like put the end of it through the beaded curtain and take a shot at this guy.
So you're breaking the plane of the beaded curtain?
Just with my gun.
Okay, I'm still going to require you to make a saving throw.
Is this against magic or spell?
It's against psionics. So, intelligence saving throw.
That's 26.
26. So you hear the same alluring sounds driving you out, but you manage to ignore them.
So yeah, first shot, and I was saving throw, so let's take a shot.
You're firing at the one way out here?
Yeah.
You have no range penalty for that?
I have sharpshooter. So unless it's 120, which I don't think this place is big enough for something to be 120 when I'm in the middle of it.
Square's 2 inches.
Yeah. God damn it.
Looking at about 15 squares, which is
Yeah.
I can't math right now, I'm sorry.
Is 15 squares your effective range?
My effective range is 24.
Okay.
Did I roll this already to attack? Yeah. So that's going to hit an armor class of 17.
17 does hit.
Yeah. For 25 magical piercing damage.
Is that it?
I have a second shot.
Only 25, huh?
That'll hit an armor class of 20.
20 also hits.
For 18 magical piercing damage. And then as an action, I give an order to Scrappy. Steely. Who moves to here and then uses the wand to cast that he's got strapped to him to cast Levitate on Numac.
Okay, does he get a
I think you get a
saving
saving throw. Is he gonna make the save since he's charmed?
he's definitely going to try to make the save.
He's got to make a DC 17 con save.
No.
All right, he's levitated.
So he's levitated. He can no longer...
If he jumps off the edge, he'll just float there.
Gotcha.
He'll actually move up relative to us.
So he'll get caught in the top of the parachute.
Yeah, how fast are we falling?
Hard to say, because you don't have a
Okay.
frame of reference at the moment.
Okay.
And that's the end of Scrappy's turn.
Yep. Steely.
It's going to bring us to Numac. Numac can go ahead and
Intelligence save.
repeat his saving throw.
16 do it.
16 will pass, yes.
He'll turn to Alexander, give him a gesture of knowing, and then let's see here. Really nothing to melee at the moment.
It's the short bow.
Yeah, that's right, he does have a short bow.
Does he have
There's
dark
also the
vision?
ballista. Oh no, Gith don't
Not
have
that
dark
dark
vision.
vision.
I don't think.
Not. Nope, they don't.
Okay. So he's
Sure
effectively blind outside the radius of the lanterns then. He can't see anything beyond those.
Yeah.
All right. The Numac will dodge.
Okay. $20. I need to make note of how far these things have moved so far. 20, 35. $20. 45. All right, we have 2 for Connor.
Very well.
How you
Yeah.
doing, buddy?
I was good before you started attacking me.
Were you?
Yeah, I was.
As the things swoop in close and get in the range of your lanterns, they are bizarre flying fish creatures where they have fins that they're using to regulate their flight, but as they close in on you, you realize that these fins are razor sharp. And along their face, where they should have a face, is really just this long, smooth protrusion with large black segmented eyes on either side of it. And they have this sickly silver skin. And Connor, each one of these guys is going to slash at you twice as they fly by. I have a 16,
Hits.
a 17,
Hits.
a 19,
Hits.
and a 15.
Hits.
Nice. It's going to be 10 points from the first slash. 10 points from the second slash. 13 points from the third slash. And 11 points from the fourth slash.
Ooh.
Not the tank. Just throwing that out there.
And this one has... moving this direction. This one moves...
Oh,
Take it, they.
They have flyby attack, don't they?
They do have flyby attack. Nobody takes an attack of opportunity.
Oh.
It's far enough for him. And Gus, you've got 2 on you as well.
Uh-huh.
Scrappy deflects attack on that one. First attack.
So, first attack making a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Gus, it's going to turn into a 17 to hit,
No.
a 20 to hit,
No.
21 to hit,
No.
25 to hit.
Yeah.
All right. 10 points slashing damage. And this one moved 40. This is the one that Lucius has been shooting, so he was further out. So that's 45. That's as far as he can get.
God, how much movement do these things have?
A lot.
So the things swoop in towards the vessel, and as they do, 2 of them raise through Connor, and it's all Gus can do to deflect 3 of their blows. And then, the other 2 that you guys don't know about... The ship lurches back and forth violently. Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say intelligence. You have like an artisan tools proficiency skill that you use to help build this vessel. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What would be your passive score on that?
Hold on. Because it doubles my proficiency because I'm an artificer, so... I'd have a passive of... Give me a second. Oh, right. 14. 24. Passive of 24.
Passive of 24?
Yeah.
So the lurching you're feeling, I mean, just watching these creatures, you don't know what they are, you don't know what they can do, but you just watch them through the beads of the curtain swing by and slash out with these terribly sharp fin-like appendages at Connor and Gus. You think the lurching you're feeling is more of them must be attacking the canvas parachute up above you.
Mm-hmm.
How much damage can that thing sustain before it's destroyed, do you think?
The parachute?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. You'd have to tell me that.
I would have to tell you that. That's
I know what the ship can take, but
that's going to bring us to Gus.